I'm Carol Wilson. I run a global coaching consultancy and I'm head of professional standards and excellence at the Association for Coaching. So to Renata, it felt as if I was leading her through. Well, I was leading her through a process, but I didn't put in any of the content. The content all stayed with Renata and she came up with all the ideas and plans. So the process I was leading her through is a framework which most coaching is based on, and it's called the GROW model. And those letters stand for G for goal. So coaching is very solution focused. We always start off by looking at where we want to get to before we set off. And the benefit of that is that it gives us focus. If there's a group of us, it means we're all on the same page and heading in the same direction. And when you do work out where you want to get to, the pathway to getting there is much clearer. And then I went into the next section of GROW, which is R for reality. And I explored the current reality of what's happening in Renata's situation at the moment. I asked questions like, how important is it to you? Who is it affecting? How is it affecting you? Just to keep her attention in the present for the moment. And the purpose of those questions is that each one of those questions enables her to look at things from a slightly different perspective. Now, through the goal questions and the reality questions, a lot of clarity tends to emerge. And maybe where there was a fog or some procrastination, that clears up and people start to be able to see a way forward. So then we moved on to the O part of GROW, which is O for options. And Renata came up with a few ideas of what she could do to actually move this situation forwards. And finally I tied it all down with W. The W part of GROW stands for will, and it's about the will to commit to action. Now anyone can come up with a whole lot of actions that might solve a problem, but a lot of times those actions don't get done, and that's because they're not the actions that someone feels they can really commit to. It was important to explore all of this so Renata could come up with her own way of doing things. And when she said she was going to talk to her group about how they felt about it, she felt she wouldn't be able to do that in a formal meeting situation, whereas perhaps that might have suited somebody else. But when I asked Renata how she would do it, she thought, well, just informally around the coffee machine, that would suit her. And if you take this back to the workplace, there may be 20 ways of doing something, but really the best way is the way that's chosen by the person who has to do it, because they will choose a way which is in line with their performance style and their learning style. It means they'll find it easier to do it and they'll have more fun doing it. And that's why the coaching approach works.